Okay, I've heard some whispers in the hallway. Some of you may want to become a Kaizeneer. Well, let's explore that possibility. A Kaizeneer, and this is a quote from Mishikawa Amaya, but you'll see lots of them as we go through this training. So this is the basic low-cost type approach here, is that a Kaizeneer assumes that our way of life, be that our work life, social life, our home life, deserves to be constantly improved. And I added to that, and each Kaizeneer practices small continuous improvements every day to help make that assumption come true. Now, as you'll see here at the bottom, I have excerpted a number of slides from the healthcare presentations and book from Mark Graven, who wrote this stuff and also consults down here at Riley. So, before you decide about all this stuff, what is a Kaizeneer? Kaizeneer is a combination of words Kaizen and engineer. An engineer designs stuff. People who do Kaizen essentially are designing or redesigning the world around them, the processes around them to improve them. So hence, we have a combination of Kaizen and engineer called Kaizeneer. The first time I ever heard this used was by a gentleman, Mr. Dan LaFear, Franciscan Alliance, in one of his presentations at Wabash Valley Lean Network meeting. And his presentation, and I'm going to try and get him in here, is how he used Kaizeneer to improve his home life in a fun sort of way. It might be some fun. Usually when we talk about just home and social and all this stuff, we're really talking about work job, aren't we? He talked about it in the terms of home life and how much money, I forget how much money he saved, but it was quite a bit. So, if you want to be a Kaizeneer, you really need to know what Kaizen is, right? First off, pronounce Kaizen as similar to Tri-Zen, okay? Kai means change in Japanese. Zen means good. So you put them together, we get change for the good. Or we have daily Kaizen, small, inexpensive changes for the good every day by everybody. And it's synonymous with continuous improvement. It doesn't cost us a whole lot to do it, okay? Why do Kaizens? Why do we even care? It makes our work easier, it makes your work more interesting, and helps develop your skills and capabilities. Remember the Japanese, like we talked about in the first go-round here, Japanese had to come up with a grand bargain. Their most important resource was their people. They split the job pretty well equally into do the work and improve the work. This is part of it. Improving it. Kaizen is for everybody, everywhere, and every day. Again, from Masaki Amaya, it emphasizes morale-boosting benefits and positive employee participation over the economic and financial incentives. Getting people to look at how to do this. Well, now, okay, so if this is so great, how do we do Kaizen then? Well, from the Healthcare Kaizen book, came up with a quick and easy 5-step process. Find the opportunity. Discuss the idea with your team and your supervisor. Implement. Take the lead and implement this on a small scale, improve and implement bigger things. Document Kaizen by creating a simple Kaizen report and share it. Post it, review it, discuss it. One of the neat things they found that if you do this and you have this type of culture, people can say, hey, that was a great idea you had, Joe. And if I modify that a little bit, I can implement it over here as well. Or I can improve on it. And that's how we end up with good process, okay? All right, so let's talk about each of those 5 steps just a little bit more. Step 1, find an opportunity. Start small. When Joseph Schwarzenegger talked about this, their first Kaizen was a very small one. It was how to minimize waste of coffee filters in break room. Unfortunately, in a number of companies around here, they didn't even want to mess with the improvements unless it saves them $100,000. This didn't save anybody $100,000, but it helped the morale, and it also helped solve a minor problem. And people said, hey, that's great, let me try this. Start with you and your job. The thing you know the most about. Start with you and your job. Make your work easier. Make your work more interesting. Build your skills, capabilities, and knowledge. If you start small and you go through the process and you figure out how this works, well, then maybe you can start seeing stuff a little better. Maybe the next one won't be that small. Maybe it will be. That's fine. Every problem provides an opportunity for a Kaizen, an opportunity to fix it. Step number 2, discuss it. Now this is a big step. Discuss it with your direct supervisor. He or she should be your coach. His job is to mentor and coach you to help improve your idea. Her job is to discover how to say yes to your Kaizen. He assesses the broader impact within the department. You can improve one little thing over here and all you're doing is shoving all your work and problems to somebody else, making their job a lot tougher. You don't want to do that. That's not improvement. That's just whatever. She coordinates cross-department impact on your idea. Discuss with your team members. They're the ones that's most likely going to be affected by this change, positively or negatively. And use their inputs to help expand on your idea, to make it more useful, refine it, and maybe even modify it a little bit to help solve another problem. Step 3, implement. Engage others to help, especially those affected. Take ownership of that idea. It's yours after all. People are helping you, but it's your idea. Lead implementation of that improvement idea. Allow 7-day grace period. There's a method of how it's posted and letting other people get used to it and giving you feedback and buy into it. Document it. This is a critical step in spreading the improvement throughout the department and organization. A Kaizen report typically includes a title, simple little 10 words or less, a before and after, typically if we can in pictures or sketches, the effect, the improvement, benefits, the result, and the credit. Who were involved? Whose idea was it? Who helped develop this idea? Who was the supervisor? And submit the report for approval. Share it. Leverage improvement ideas from others. Post it on department bulletin boards, in cafeterias, and the company's Kaizen Wall of Fame. Okay, how are we doing so far? Did somebody say piece of cake? Good. Well, maybe with some more training, we can all kind of understand this a little better, and possibly, like Tochi Ono in Japan, he was a pain in the ass. He kept bugging his bosses and stuff at Toyota to try out some new ideas. They finally put him over a department. I forget what the department did, and some of his people said, boy, he was a dictator and all this kind of stuff, but he proved it to work. The Kaizen. The mutual respect, which is full lifetime employment, and these kinds of things, okay? So let's see here. Anybody still interested in becoming a Kaizeneer? What they've learned so far? Okay, that's what you're trying to see here, okay. Let's try to help you find, okay, now we promised in this that we're going to try to help find you an organization that might appreciate your work in Kaizen, right? Okay, let's start with one that doesn't. Top 10 signs your CEO does not get lean. David Letterman style. Number 10, initiate a brand new lean department. Number 9, she thinks that one-piece flow only applies to production. 8, he thinks that monthly Kaizen events are key to lean. 7, she thinks that she and her staff don't have to change their management or leadership styles and practices. Number 6, he thinks we should start lean off quickly and apply an easy tool like 5S, big oversight, right away and to the messiest area in production. Number 5, she thinks she'll be process focused by ensuring measures are in place to monitor the process and have reports sent to her once a month. 4, he thinks the value streams only apply to lean tool of value stream mapping. 3, she thinks lean means lean manufacturing. He thinks, regardless of lean endeavor, the company will continue to invest in the latest technology, hardware, software, and all that expensive stuff to stay ahead of the competition. And 1, she thinks that all management decisions will still be based on meeting short-term financial goals. Now this has a little more detail on those top 10 lists. So take a little time, if you will, and read through them. Those are all bad places to work for. Any one of those. And let me add one more that I've heard way too many times. It says in here you're supposed to go and discuss it with your supervisor. They're supposed to be your coach. They're supposed to help you. And I've heard so many times that a person who comes up with an idea goes and sees their supervisor, and the supervisor, I'll clean it up, throws cold water all over it. That's a stupid idea. They'll never buy it, blah, 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 blah. And son of a gun, within the next 2 to 3 months, there's this new neat idea that the boss has that's now being implemented. And the more you hear about it, you say, wow, that sure sounds an awful lot like my idea I took to him just a short while ago. Your idea. Now, I want to ask this question. Does that help motivate you to take any new ideas to your boss? Not if he's going to double do you like that, right? Okay, but wait a minute now, guys. I told you I was going to try to help you find a job, and all I did so far was show you companies how you don't want to go to work for, right?